Algy the Blue Bus. In his first appearance, Algy took over Bertie's naturalist excursion when Bertie fell ill. After a few miles, Algy broke down while waiting at some traffic lights. The naturalist laughed and offered to push Algy, and shortly afterwards his engine started up again. Eventually they reached the hills while the naturalist went off looking for the birds and plants. Algy's driver tried to mend him. However, when the naturalist came back an hour later, Algy still wasn't fixed. The naturalist decided to have a picnic to pass the time, but when they finished, Algy was still being mended. Algy's driver headed off to a telephone box, but just as he arrives, Bertie came to the rescue and continues the naturalist's trip. In his second appearance, Duck met up with Algy at the middle station on the Little Western. Algy was asked to look after Duck's passengers when Duck's water gauge and tank began leaking. He delivered Duck's passengers home, while Oliver helped Duck back to the shed. In his last appearance, Algy had to take over Bertie's climbing excursion when Bertie was developing engine trouble. But halfway through the journey, Algy had to wait at a traffic light and his driver couldn't restart his engine, so the climbers had to push him out of the way to avoid a traffic jam. Finally, Algy was able to continue on his way. After they arrived at their destination and the climbers have their lunch, Algy's driver tried to start him again, but this time all hope was lost and everyone was stranded. Luckily, Bertie was called and saved the day.